Hi there, Lindsay here, the Frugal Crafter. Today I'm going to show you how to make two fun interactive spinner cards. I'll show you a card with a spinner that goes on the inside as well as the outside, and you probably have everything you need to make these at home. So for the card that you're going to do the spinner on the inside, you'll need one piece of cardstock cut in half, scored in half, and then scored between the score and the edge. And the other one, you're going to just need a half sheet of cardstock and then a smaller panel on top. So basically you need to cut a little window for the spinner to go through, and I'm going to use my Big Shot here, and any basic shape dies, or if you don't have dies, you can use a shape cutter. It doesn't matter. So I'm just figuring out what shape I want my little puppy to be spinning in, and I thought these ovals would work really well. They're very inexpensive dies from Doris, and I got mine from Consumer Crafts. And I'll link all these things down below if I have a link for them. So I'm going to cut through both of these papers at once, and notice I have the card base itself open. I don't want to cut through the back of the card, but I wanted that blue panel centered up. So I just tried to temporarily tack those two pieces of cardstock together. So to get them apart, I'm using my heat tool to loosen up the adhesive to pull them apart, because they got kind of stuck in the die cutter, so I definitely wouldn't use that much. Maybe a glue stick would have been a better idea for that. But whenever you have something stuck with like double-sided tape, just use a heat gun. Now the same thing for the center piece for the other card. The only thing I need to cut through is that center panel. I don't need to cut through the outside card base. So this is the piece of cardstock. It's half a sheet of cardstock scored in the middle and then scored at 2 1/8 inch from each side. So it's kind of like if you were making a gatefold card, you're just folding it a different way. So that's all you're going to need to do for the card bases. So you probably have the supplies to do that. So now what you're going to do here is make your little spinning apparatus. So if you have an image like these waffle flower stamps, they have the little puppies and kittens. They are mirror images of each other, so it's really easy to do this. But if you don't have two stamps that are mirror images, you can stamp it once, and then you can stamp it on a jelly plate or a stamp reverser and stamp it again, or you could just stamp it once on the back side. You could just leave plain. It's completely up to you. So I just set that aside for now. I wanted to do a little stamping on this front panel, so I want to stamp the sentiment from the possum set because it's so cute. It basically says, I hope your birthday is possum. So I've got the I hope your birthday part in the white embossing powder here, and I'm just heat setting it with my heat tool again. And unfortunately the other embossing powder I used was not as opaque as that nice white powder was. So before I do any embossing, I like to hit it with my cornstarch powder bag there, because it just takes away any static or any moisture from the paper. And then I'm going to use this yellow, which I thought would be opaque yellow, but it was really kind of transparent after I was done. So to fix that, because I'm not cutting another piece and doing this again, I'm using a white gel pen and a black Sharpie just to add a highlight and a shadow so it looks like it was on purpose, because I ain't cutting another thing. I'm not going to do it. Not going to do it. I'm using a little hot glue, and this is how I'm going to make the spinner apparatus. I'm putting some hot glue on one side of my little stamped doggy, and then I'm taking a piece of baker's twine, and you can use fishing line if you want the string to be invisible, but I don't mind. I think the baker's twine is kind of cute, and it gives me a pop of color. And then I'm going to put the other piece there. Now you can get dies that match these stamps from Waffle Flower, but what I did was I just stamped it and cut it out on my scan and cut machine. So if you have a scan and cut machine, that's going to work fine. Or you can hand cut it, for goodness sake. You don't need to have the dies if you're good with scissors. And now I am simply going to adhere, and I like hot glue because it grabs so quick and it really traps the string really good. If you're going to use fishing line though, hot glue might melt it. But for this baker's twine, I'm using hot glue to hold that taut. And I just take any old silicone thing and I press the glue down. So if you had like a silicone cupcake liner or spatula or something, you could use that. I lost my little hot glue tools. I don't know where I put them, so I had to use this little chip dip holder. Whatever works, right? I'm not fancy. Use whatever you have. That's what I said. You probably have stuff that you can do this project with at home, because look at that. I'm using kitchen gadgets and I'm using office shears because I've misplaced my little fine tip scissors. So it's just a madhouse. What can I say? Clearly this video is not sponsored. Now I'm going to adhere my little frame over my card base, and that's just going to hide away that string for the spinner. So that's how you make a spinner for the front of a card, and you could do that with any sort of symmetrical design. I say symmetrical design if you're going to mirror the stamp image, but really you could do it with anything, and just for the back part you could do cardstock. You know, just make sure you cut it out the same way, or you could punch a shape out of cardstock if you don't like to fussy cut. So, you know, you do whatever you want to do. And because I realized I had two of these little kittens and I wasn't going to make another spinner card with this theme, I thought I would put the kittens on either side of Possum, and I had some leftover party hats from another card that I made the other day, and I thought, well, rather than stamp the party hats from this kit, I'm just going to use the ones I already had. And I had some leftover balloons from a card I made the other day that I'll be posting soon on my channel. So I just use those leftovers here. They're actually all from waffle flour, so they all coordinate really well, even though they're from different sets. And if you have punches that are balloons, they're going to be fine. I just try to use up what I have so I don't have to throw it away, because I know if I save little punched out pieces, I'm never going to use them again. I'll never find them again. So to make the spinner work, what you want to do is twist it around and then put it in your envelope, so then when somebody opens up their card, it's going to spin around and be super cute. So this is really fun when you want to mail a card to somebody for their birthday, especially an animal lover or a child. Now for this one, the spinner is hidden on the inside of the card, which is kind of fun. Uses a little bit more cardstock, but not a lot, and you can do it with one sheet, so it's really affordable to make. Now the dies and stamps I'm using here, this was actually a $5, I paid $5, it was on sale, a stamp set from AC Moore. It's the Love Nicole line, and it was like aliens and a spaceship, and I just thought it was really cute. For $5, you know, I definitely would make a few cards and not feel too bad if I didn't use it a bazillion times, you know. So here I'm using hot glue to attach this behind the fold in the card. I honestly should have gone just slightly off of the fold, because it does make it a little thick when I fold it, and it made the cardstock crack from the front, because it was this cardstock it's that new Park Lane from Joann's. They just came out with these colors that were thick, the heavyweight stuff, but it's white core, so I have in a few different projects cracked the cardstock, so I probably won't repurchase that again. I love their cream and white because it's solid core, but the colors are white core, so just kind of buyer beware on that one. Their craft is excellent as well, but I was trying the colors because I like heavyweight cardstock for card bases, and it's fun to do card bases in color. This is some old Cosmo Cricut pattern paper that has like gears and robots and stuff, and I thought that would be really fun to decorate the outside of this card with, because really all the good stuff's going on the inside. And to make the panels stand out a little bit more, I just used some teal ink and inked the edges. And I used the you can actually just trim this with a paper trimmer to the size you want, but I did get the Waffle Flower A2 layering dies, which makes perfect nested dies for A2 cards. I make a lot of A2 cards, so I figured, what the heck, I had a gift card, and I thought it would be fun to have those. And I've used them a lot, actually, and I just got them a couple weeks ago, so I'm glad I got them, because they're getting used, and you know, that's always good. So since I stamped these images out a few times and colored them, I thought it would be, you know, fun to decorate the front of the card a little bit, and then use the other ones on the inside of the card. Sometimes when I get a new stamp set, I just stamp out a bunch, and then I just sit down and color while I'm watching TV. I don't really know what I'm going to do with the embellishments, but then I just stick them in an envelope and wait till I feel like making cards. So that's what I had done here. Luckily, it matched the pattern paper and stuff that I planned on using well enough anyway. So anyway, yeah, I haven't seen that stamp set online anywhere, but if you have an AC Moore near you, it's with all their other stamps, and it's quite a good deal. I find that the die, one of the circle dies didn't match the stamp thing. The stamp thing was kind of a weird, not a circle. So I don't know how their other sets are, but for $5, I was like, yeah, I'm happy with it. It's fine. So I ended up, I thought I was going to line up the edges of that card with the insert with the edges of the card, but I realized that was going to make my spinner stick out too far, so I actually pulled them in a little bit, about 3/4 of an inch in, and then I took the B side of that Cosmo Cricut paper, which I hate to use because the other side was so cool, but I needed contrast, and it matched perfectly. So I used that to layer in on those edges, so you wouldn't see that I cut that, or that cardstock wasn't all the way up to the edge. And then I just embellished this with some sequins. And here's a quick tip, and I forgot about it, and I got like glue on the front of some of my sequins till I remembered. Those little diamond, if you do those diamond embroidery things, those little tools work so good for placing sequins. My niece Sarah had given me one of her extra ones, and this is how it goes. So your card is, you put it in the envelope, you mail it, so the string is all twisted, so then when you open it up, it spins around, and it's just so fun. It's whimsical, and it's so easy. And look around your stash. I'm sure you have stuff that you can use. If not, I'm going to link what I can up in the video description. I think it's probably the AC Moore stamps are the only thing I won't be able to find online, but I'll check their website. But it's so fun, and I just love to have cheerful cards like this for birthdays, get wells, anything like that. So thank you so much for watching. Please give me a thumbs up if you liked it. Until next time, happy crafting.